Hey there, welcome back to Coding Stuff, and this is new tutorial series on MVVM architecture. And this series will be beginner friendly. Any newbie to Android can understand this easily. But if you have some little experience in Android, it will be really easy to understand. And in this particular video, I'll show you the demo app that we will be creating. And also I'll talk about what MVVM is. So let's start the video. So before talking about MVVM, let's talk about architecture. Why we even need an architecture? See, we have created a few projects like Instack blog app, to-do list app, etc., etc. But we didn't use MVVM architecture there or any architecture there. But they were working, and even if you install it now, they will be working. There's no issue with that. But let's say I have some idea and I have created app or repeat like a complex app I'm talking about, and I uploaded it on the Play Store, and let's say it got lots of users. Then it will be really hard for a single person to maintain the app. So I will need to hire some other developers. But wait, how they will understand code written by me? It will be really difficult for them to see where business logic is, where UI logic is, and where are the database operations. So to avoid these difficulties, we use some specific design pattern and we call it as architecture. So like there are other benefits of architecture as well, like code will be loose coupled and business logic and UI logic will be separated. So the developer and designer both can work on their specific or respective parts. And also architecture makes app easy to maintain, easy to test, and easy to evolve. Like we can add features and we can remove some features really easily, because we'll know where are the business logics, where are the DB operations and all that. So yeah, it's always good to use a clean architecture for your Android app. So before 2017, developers were confused which architecture they should use for their Android apps. Like the choices are MVC, MVP, or MVVM. But in 2017, Google officially recommended MVVM architecture for Android app. So these days, most of the developers use MVVM architecture for their Android apps. So that's all about architecture. Now I'll show you the demo app that we will be creating, and also I'll tell you how MVVM works. So let's get into the PC. So now I'll just hit on this run button. I have connected my device. So it is installed, as you can see, splash screen. Okay, so there's no note till now. I'll click on this fab button. I'll write here title 1, sorry, desk 1, and I'll set priority to 3, and then I'll hit on save button. So as you can see, it has been added here. Now you can just swipe it to the left side, and this will take us to the edit node. So again, I can just edit this. I'll just edit the priority and title with title new and hit save. So as you can see, it has been updated, and then I'll add another node. So let's say title 2, anything. Okay, disk 3, priority will be 10, and save. Again, I'll add another title 2, disk 2, and I'll set priority as a 1. Okay, so it has been sorted as a priority. So as a priority is a number less, then it will be displayed at the top. So again, we can just swipe it to the right side, and this will be deleted. And also we have this menu button at the top. If I click on it, it shows delete all nodes, and if I click on that, as you can see, all nodes are deleted. So yeah, this is our app, pretty simple. So we will be creating this app from the next part. Now I'll be explaining you what MVVM is. So this is our UI, as you already seen. and this is the diagram of MVVM. Okay, so MVVM is basically architectural design pattern, and its long form is model view model. So the UI components are kept away from business logic, and business logic is kept away from the database operation. That is the goal of our MVVM architecture, because it will be really confusing to put all of our code in activity or fragment, and it will also make our activity heavier. So we have this solution MVVM to avoid tight coupling and to avoid confusion in activity or fragment class. So as you can see in the figure, our activity and fragment is a basically view, and then we have this view model class, and then the repository. I'll explain you all of this, and then we have this database room, our local database or remote data source, that is our web service. So yeah, views are just part of our app which handles what user sees or what user touches on the screen, that is our user interface. And view can only display the stuff on the screen, and that stuff they get from this view model, as you can see. And view model is kind of middleman between views and business logic. It holds and prepares data for user interface. So then repository is not an architecture component, but it is a good practice to use a repository, because it provides extra abstraction layer between view model and the database. So it's always good to use repository class. And then we have model and remote data source. So model is basically a class where we put all of the business specific code, and then the remote data source, it can be a web service or Firebase or anything. So as you can see in model, we have this room. It is an architectural component, and we will be using this, and also we will be using this live data. So live data, it is a wrapper that can hold any type of data, like list, and it can be observed by UI controller. So yeah, activity will get data from view model, and view model get data from repository, and repository will get data from model or remote data source, means our web service, or it can get data from both combination of this. So yeah, that was all, and it's okay if you don't understand this, because we are programmers. We don't understand by seeing images, we understand when we write the code. So for the next part, we'll start to create this app. So yeah, that's it. Do subscribe, and thank you for watching.